Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 5th, and today was a beautiful day outside, absolutely gorgeous. Started off the morning raining, rained and stormed all night long, so the dog was up and down all night. He does not do well with storms, but we got through it at least. Woke in the morning, it was still raining. It kind of rained halfway, I don't know, till probably around noonish or so, somewhere in there. So I got a bunch of stuff done, just kind of catching up on a handful of stuff here in the house. Just nothing really important, but got a bunch of things, just kind of refreshed and got it all kind of figured out where I needed to be. And I decided to head out to the shop to do some, I don't know, I need to do like a giant just cleansing out in the shop and just take everything out. I keep having this fantasy that I want to take every single item out of that entire building and throw it like in one of my trailers or even put it in the rental house, like that stuff. Get that thing bare bones. Come in and be like epoxy the floor, do the walls back up right, rewire the whole thing and stuff, and then start from scratch. I'll probably never do that just because, one, that's a lot of damn work. I mean, that's a lazy man, way out to like think about the fact I'll be lazy and not do that work. But it's also a bunch of money, and then it's the fact that during that whole time, there was nothing else. If I need a tool or something, I'm not going to be able to find it. If I need a hammer, do a project, or if I want to actually do a project, I won't be able to do that either. So that may or may not ever happen. Who knows? But I did decide to go ahead and start throwing away a bunch of stuff. I had just tons of stuff that were like half-built projects that I'd picked up from other places. Not stuff I'd really done myself, but things that were like basically from people who were like doing craft shows and stuff. I'd bought out a few different places. I bought out a few different people's things, kind of just acquired a whole bunch of stuff over the years for like wind chimes and whirligigs and little fake phones and all kinds of just random crap that really had, like, they'd done 85% of the work, but the last 15% of the work wasn't done yet, and there's no market for that stuff anymore. That was 20 years ago. That was doing well. It was selling like crazy. Nobody's buying that kind of thing anymore. So just a bunch. I got tired of looking at it. I kept telling myself maybe someday I'll do it. Maybe there'll be a resurgence. And I had a handful of people I talked to over the years that there was probably, like I said, there's probably $1,500 worth of stuff that maybe in $2,000 worth of stuff that I offered a guy, and I said, give me a couple $100 for it all. And he was like, I would not give you $20 for it because I don't want the hassle factor of having to finish it, and then it's never going to sell. It's going to take up space. It's going to be heavy, yada yada. So I just finally just gave up on the whole concept and said piss on it. And I burnt a bunch of it. Things that weren't burnable, that wasn't metal, that like all the bolts and nuts and chains and stuff in that, they all are going to my scrap pile to go to the recycler, to the, basically not the recycler, I guess, but the scrap buying place that actually recycles, not the redemption center place. That'll give me a couple bucks. So I probably got $40 worth of scrap metal out of the pile of stuff today, but I burned a bunch of it, and all the plexiglass and all the stuff that was non-burnable, the plastic type stuff, those all went in the trailer to haul off to the landfill here before long. Spent probably 5.5, 6 hours out there just working. I started in the one back corner, and I got one section completely gutted out, and I've got a handful of totes in there. One tote is keep stuff that I'm going to I believe I'll use in 6 months. That's my cutoff point. If I don't see a reason to use it in 6 months, it's gone. So like salt, it'll be winter before 6 months. I'm keeping my, my driveway salt and that kind of stuff clearly. But anything else that I'll use in 6 months is getting trashed. If I haven't used it in the last 6 months or going to use it the next 6 months, there's no reason to keep it around. So I've got all the stuff I think I'll use in the one tote. Next tote over is stuff that I think has some value to somebody, just not to me. So like there's old polishers in there, there's some old tools, there's some stuff that I'll probably never use, that I've got a pile of those that's going to go to a couple other people. I'm going to take, kind of drop it off to them and go, hey, what you want out of here, you take. There's stuff that you think might have use for somebody else, but you'll never use it. Fill it back up, send it on to the next person. And keep it going until it basically either reaches back to me full of stuff that I've never seen before, of other tools and stuff that I might be able to use myself, or it's completely empty and it's gone forever and that whole process finishes. I kind of like the idea of being able to pass tools on to other people that may or may not have a purpose for what I don't have a purpose for. So that one there. The next one over is stuff that's more of like things my aunt might want, my cousin might want, more stuff that's less tooly effect, more knick-knacky type stuff that they might be able to make things out of, craft type stuff, that kind of, or just like little wicker baskets to put things in. that kind of stuff. So I got that tote. The next tote over is things that I have a belief there's a picker that might want to buy the stuff to resell in their shop. So we got a couple people I want to take that to, and hopefully that has some value. And then the rest of it are all just junk. It's all garbage. It's going away. So don't fit in one of those 3 bins of, goes to somebody that might be able to use it, has some value, just not to me. The stuff that I think is actually worth hassling the factor of actually trying to sell it. And the other tote is things I've used in the last 6 months or will use in the next 6 months. That's the only 2 things. If it's not in those, it's not going anywhere. And nothing's getting put back on a shelf that isn't in its permanent resting place. It's all getting put in totes until I get the permanent resting places built in there. I need to build a wood rack, a whole bunch of stuff. So that was basically my entire day. The main part of the day, I ended up talking with a friend of mine that I've been chatting with, kind of getting some deep conversations, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's kind of a fairly new relationship, so I don't really know that well. It's just a Twitter friend, but we spent a lot of time talking about some really weird and some deep stuff, so it's kind of interesting. But other than that, I got my run in, of course. I knocked out like 4.25 miles, just a nice slow run. Felt good. Ran the whole thing without water. I decided I was going to take off and go run, and heck, 4.25 miles. It wasn't super hot, so it wasn't a big deal. Rocked it out without a problem. So other than that, not a lot going on. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.